Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson, and we're going to review for the New York State Math Exam, computer-based testing for the New York State Educational Department. This time we're doing the equation editor. So go to Google or use Chrome, and when you type in the search engine computer-based testing, NYSD, ED, you'll come up with these sites and choose the computer-based testing. C.B.T, New York State Education Department, so you can do this at home on your own. You don't have to be at the school to do it. So you can practice on your own. Go down to the left side. You'll come to this page. It says Question Sampler, 3 to 8 English and Mathematics Tests. So when you click on that, you'll see this page. It says Question Sampler, and the New York State Question Sampler is where you want to go to. So you would click on that link, and it'll bring you to this page. And this is the link that will get you to the test. So once you get here, then you choose the test that you would like to take and select your grade. Alright, so I'm going to choose my subject, and my subject is math. And by the way, you can also take a look at English ELA if you want, but I'm going to deal with math. You can choose any grade from 3 to 8. So if you're curious what the other tests are going to look like or what they look like, go right ahead. I'm going to choose grade 7 because that's the test that we're doing this year. So once you've made your selection, start test. And here are the accommodations, so you don't have to worry about that. Your teacher will pick that for you. The directions, it'll take you through it, so you can go through it to take your test, so you can X out of it any time. Check mark means you are currently online. X means you're not working. You are working offline. Don't worry about the responses being saved. You're not connected to the real test, so you can press and pause and sign out. Press the direction link to see directions again at any time during the test. Sign out, press and pause to pause your test without submitting it, so you can leave or do something else. In the meantime, your test will be waiting for you to return. When you're ready to finish the test, you submit the test and review, pressing the review button, and it'll allow you to take a look at what you've done before you are finished. You can go back and forth using the right and left arrows. Right arrow takes you forward, left arrow takes you backwards. You can do what's called a split screen. Um, so if you want to focus more on one side, left side, this is more so, you'll see this in ELA, but you can do that split screen feature. And here these allow you to jump back. The left arrow moves the divider to the left line, right arrow moves the divider to the right line, so you'll see that more so in ELA. You want to take a look closer at the exam. Press the positive button to zoom in, negative button to zoom back. If you want to bookmark a page, no problem, just click on that. It'll bookmark that page. You can come back to it later when you press the review button. If you have notes that you want to write on that, just click the note button, and it will allow you to type your notes on there, which when its page is bookmarked or noted, you can come back to it and see it later. So here are some of your testing tools that are available to you. The reference sheet to see formulas that'll help you during the test. They're not going to tell you when to use the reference sheet. It's up to you to know when to use it, so take a look at it. Hopefully you'll get familiar with it. Answer eliminator that eliminates any answer that you find is incorrect, so that way you don't have to look at it. There's a highlighter to highlight, like we talk about text coding all the time. That highlighter allows you to do that. There's a line reader which allows you to highlight certain parts of the text that blocks out the stuff that you don't want to see. All right, so this concludes the end of the directions. So let's start our test. So here we go. Recipe measures 1/3 cup of milk for each 1/4 cup of water. How many cups of water are needed for each cup of milk? Okay, so I can get my highlighter. Here it is down here. And if I'm interested right here about the 1/3 cup of milk, that's important, so I should highlight that. 1/4 cup of water, I can highlight that. So how many cups of water are needed for each cup of milk? Well, if you got 3/3, so three of these cups of milk, that would be 1 whole cup. So that means you would need 3 of these cups of 1/4 cups of water. So let's put away the highlighter. So I can eliminate my answer by clicking on my elimination tool. I know it's not 1/12 because I don't multiply. 11/12, I don't think that's it. And 1 1/3, that could be it. So I think my answer is going to be B though. So let's get rid of the eliminator tool and I'll choose B. So notice I just got rid of the eliminator tool by clicking on the eliminator, so that way that's gone. Notice the X's are put there for those, and my answer highlighted is that one. So now that I've done that, I can go to the next screen. I go into the right arrow here, and so now I would go on to my next question, choose what it is. So you can do it on your own. I'm not going to go through this because my job is to get you through Equation Editor. So let's choose some, and I'm going to leave a few blank. So I'll just choose any answer. So I'm going to leave this one blank, and here's a nice one, and I'll choose that one. So, and again, I'm just selecting any answer. I remember one of my students did this question in class. So, okay, here's where we get to the equation editor. Now this is an extended response question, and let's look at this. So let's get this thing. This is a line reader tool. This allows us to read carefully each line by line. Notice let me select it off, you see all of this other stuff here. Well, I want to focus in on the first line of the equation. So if I click it, it goes right there, and I can move it right and left, and it'll cover all that other stuff. And I can move it down, which allows me to focus on that line solely. So let's see what's going on. Graham's monthly bank statement showed that the following deposits and withdrawals. So there's all the money he deposited and withdrew. If Graham's balance in the account was $47.86 at the beginning of the month, what was the account balance at the end of the month? Show your work. Now you're expected to type your work in here, so notice I clicked in here, and now I can start typing what I need to do. So I notice I'm going to type $47.86 is what he started with. Now I'm going to add to it, so I can use the plus sign on the keyboard. Let me delete that, or I can use the addition sign up here, and there you go. So the keyboard seems to work as well as the icons up here for that. So I can use these if I wanted to multiply. I just press multiply and type my numbers. So now, so far, there's a negative $25.20. So that would be a withdrawal. So I'm going to get parentheses. Now I can use these parentheses here and go back into here and start typing in. So I would type negative, and there's my negative sign, $25, $25.20. So the minus sign would double as a negative because we know in math they are really the same thing. All right, so I would add that together. So, so now, if I wanted to see how much that is, we do have a calculator feature here. So let's get that up, and we can move this around over here by just clicking clicking on it. Now you will be able to use one of the school's calculators if you desire, but this calculator is similar. It just has a few little functions on it that look a little bit different. So it is a scientific calculator though. So if I wanted to type into it, I would just type 47.86 plus parenthesis. Now let's look for the negative button. I don't see, there's the negative button right there. Positive negative button. So I pressed it. So notice it's highlighted. So now it's waiting for me to type in my next number, 25.20. Now I notice it did not turn negative. So let's see what happened. Let's click there and type negative. So that's not working that way. So this is why it's a good reason to use our school calculator. So let's go back. So I press it. I know the minus sign works, so let's go back, delete that. Here's our go back button up here, by the way. So let's click on that. Click there. Put our negative sign. Nope. So that won't allow me to do it. So let's go backwards. So type my negative sign. There we go. So my negative sign would be that. That should be the positive negative button now. So 25.20. Press it and close my parenthesis. So I'm adding a negative and a positive, and remember the rules are you cannot add them together, you have to subtract. So he would have $22.66 left so far. So let's press equal, and notice my calculator stays right there. Now I can continue typing on my keyboard, $22.66. Now press enter. So now I would continue, $22.66. And now my next number was $52. That's a deposit where he adds on that amount of money. So $52.75. Press my equal sign. And now let's continue. Notice that my number is already there, so all I have to do is plus and $52.75. And again, you'll have the school's calculator if you don't like that one, this one. And there's my new amounts, $75.41. So notice I'm showing all my work, which is what they want you to do. It says show all work. So $75.41. Eventually, I'm going to get my answer. Whatever my answer is, I'm going to put it down here. So I'll say maybe it's $125.31. So let's clear that out. And again, I'm not saying that is the answer because I did not finish the question. So finish the question, and there's where your work is. So now, once you've shown your work, and that's the work they expect you to show, you can go on to the next question. I submitted the answer. Now this one is similar to that. It has 4%, a percent sign, so you can use that. This is where a calculator would come in handy. And I'm going to go to the next question and show off a few more features. So this is the last question. This is question number 9, because I want to show off the fraction feature. So a pine tree, and let me get my line reader. A pine tree measured 40, and I got to drag that down a little bit, so remember you can move it, 40.5 feet tall. Over the next 7.5 years, it grew to a height of 57 feet. During the 7.5 years, what was the average yearly growth rate of the tree? Show your work. All right, so now I press on that. So I wonder, by pressing my ruler, I could actually measure how long this box is So here I have inches, so I can measure all the way to the end. So I would rotate it. So it's here. If it would give me centimeters if I wanted to measure centimeters and see how long it is. So you can use your ruler if you feel that'll help you do it. They're not going to tell you that you need to use it. There's a protractor if you feel that'll help you measure this, but this is used for measuring angles. But if you feel it can help you, by all means, just adjust it, turn it, and you can X out of that. What haven't we used? Oh, here's our reference sheet. We haven't looked at that. Maybe the reference sheet will help us. Hey, I can't see this. This is very small. Let me go to zoom and make it bigger. Notice it's bigger. I just go down here and use the scroll bar, scroll up and down, and take a look at what's on there for us. So let's go back a little bit. So here's some conversions. So maybe that will help me with this thing. I see inches there. There's some formulas. So let's see, let's zoom out. Let's click on this bar because there's some more formulas here. So this is your reference sheet. It has the formulas that you could use. Who knows if it can help us with this question, but it is there available all through the test. Well, let's put that away. Let's write a note to ourselves. So I'm going to click on notes, and this is, I want to make this smaller again. Oh, yeah, okay, I zoom back and made it smaller. Here's my notepad. If I click on the note, because there's my work, I want to write a note to myself. So find the height. So I'm got my note there, and this is noted. So let me bookmark this page as well. And even if I didn't bookmark it, it's gonna come up in notes. So, but I'll bookmark the page anyway. Let me put away note. Close my notes. Let's go to one of the questions that I did not do. So I'm gonna leave this question blank. Oh no, I want to deal with fractions. So let's see. It's 40.5 feet tall. Over the next 7.5 years, it grew to a height of 57 feet. So it started at 40, and let me use first this button right here, where it's my fraction with a mixed number button. It allows me to type in the mixed number 40, and then go over to the half. I can click over there, type my 1, and now click down here, half. That's how many feet tall it was. Over the next 7.5 years, it grew 57, a height of 57 feet. So it grew a lot. So let me see. I'm going to subtract 57 from that. And let me get my calculator. And this is where our calculators in school are a little bit better than this calculator because I don't see an ABC button. So 57. And let me clear all that other stuff in there. So clear. So 57 minus 40. If I had the ABC button, that would be nice and helpful. So I have to change 1/2 to 0.5. Minus 0.5 equals 16.5. So equals 16.5. So that's the difference in the feet that it grew. So let me press enter. Now they were doing this for 7 years, 7.5 years. So let me get the average amount of growth. Average would mean I'd have to find the average and divide. So let me divide. Here's my divide button. Haven't used that yet. By 7.5. So let me go back, move the calculator over a little bit, press this button, and I get 7, and click in here. So this is my fraction button, mixing for mixing numbers, and a half. And I see I didn't get that 7 in. Let me go back and delete it, try to get it in there. There we go. 7.5. And what is that equal to? Right, so divide by 7.5. And that gives us 2.2. 2.2 feet per year. So my answer is 2.2 feet per year. Let's close the calculator. So now I'm ready to submit. So let's go to review and submit. So now I look, I see there's unanswered 3 questions. So I can go back to question number 4. There's question number 4. I can submit an answer for that. And now I can review again if there's any others I left out. And I notice there's a little tag here. That little tag means bookmark. What is that? There's a bookmark. So let me click on bookmark. So the bookmark is gone. So I went back to that page. I see there's a note here. I left a note. Oh, find the height. So I did find the height. So let me get out of that. So let's click on bookmark. No, we don't need that anymore. Well, we saw our note, what we had to do. So that was our note we left ourselves. So review and submit. So there are a couple questions we left blank, and I'm going to take a guess, so I don't want to leave anything blank. Oh, I have to show work. So I would try to figure that out. So, and here's another 8A. Oh, I have to figure that out. Oh, well, I'm not good at that, so I'm going to submit my test, and I left 2 unanswered questions, but you'll answer them. Don't do like Dr. Rob. Do your best. Submit your test, and you can sign out. So this brings us to a close to our lesson. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. So good luck on your state test. Hopefully your math teacher will show you this in the class. Enjoy. Bye-bye.